So I guess we can get into it with in terms of like this upcoming and current week. Lauren ends up winning her second HOH. She is one of 3 people who got to compete for it, something that I think is also being underreported as one of the 3 horrible decisions with this twist. And we didn't see it in the episode, but Morgan did talk in the feeds about how she threw the HOH portion of the competition by waiting the timer out after she had already got in before hitting the button. So realistically, all Lauren had to do was beat Vince, and there was speculation that Vince also threw in terms of like, you have to complete the maze and then hit the button. So Vince and Morgan completed the maze, waited X amount of time, and then hit the button so that they wouldn't be HOH. So yeah, I mean, Lauren basically wins this HOH by default, is what I'm kind of getting at, and nobody else really like had an opportunity to be here, which is also stupid. So I guess like what are our thoughts here on how Lauren like handles this HOH? Because basically her whole HOH reign is in this episode. They have the her getting the HOH, her doing the nominations, the veto meeting, all of this the conversations that happened.
I mean, I think she's playing very safe. I think, getting Kiana is her goal, and it's a good time to do it, seeing as the blockbuster twist isn't going anywhere. So, I mean, you got to start taking shots while you have the numbers still. So, I think now's a good time as any. And like everyone said, this season's more about just winning comps than it is anything else. So, if Keanu wins tomorrow night, then it's just another week. And then depending on who wins, you just got to keep putting people up. And the only real strategy is just having to backdoor people so they only have one chance of comping out rather than 2. And yeah, so I don't know. I think it's safe. Like, it's pretty much par for the course for Lauren.
Well, for the backdoor, this is the only round that they can backdoor, assuming they do another random like spin the wheel elimination. Because yeah, so like even like with the blockbuster still like in play, like if Keanu wins blockbuster and then wins HOH next week, I do think that we're looking at potentially a scenario where he's just coming out to the end. I think that would be him crossing the hurdle. So yeah, this is arguably the last time to really get him out.
Yeah, actually, because after this week, there's 7 left.
There's 7 left. There may be 6 left. So basically, everyone's playing the veto. Yeah. So we'll have 2 to 3 chances every week to be able to save himself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense from that point of view, but I don't think Keanu was ever coming for Lauren. So I don't know if that's like necessarily good for her, but it all kind of gets washed away a little bit by the fact that there's a blockbuster and, she had to nominate 4 people. It's not like she was going after Keanu right off the bat. This week, it just kind of happened to fall for him. So I don't know. Like, I'm not going to hate on it too much, even though I'm not like terribly impressed with Lauren's gameplay. But it's a tough spot,
Yeah, it's tough, and like this is why like the blockbuster also sticking around is dumb on top of the like random eliminations, because like it's just diluting the strategy. Like we're kind of like Lauren didn't really have any decision with her HOH nominations, which is a really stupid thing to have be the case in the final 8. So yeah, I agree. I think her nomination decisions were fine, but she just continues to bury herself in terms of gaining respect from the people that are going to end up on the jury. Keanu, if he does leave tomorrow, is headed to the jury with like basically zero respect for Lauren or her game. Rachel's already there with very little respect for Lauren or her game. So she's just really facing an uphill battle in terms of like potentially winning a jury vote. Like, I think that she sees this move potentially as like a resume thing, but like something is only on your resume if you definitively call it as your move and you like own it. And she's not doing that. She's dancing around it. She's saying, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't really want to see you go. Like, this isn't me taking a shot. Like, yada yada." She's not like, part of that is hedging in case he wins the blockbuster, obviously, because she's afraid of that. But like, she needs to own something. She needs to like put her stamp on the game in some way that will earn her some respect, because right now she has none, and that's basically the one thing that's holding her back from potentially winning the season. Is just like the entire season she has refused to take ownership of her actions. She is constantly not looking people in the eye as she lies to them. Like it's so bad. It's just really bad. So we'll see.
Does she win next to anyone? Like
she wins. I think she wins next to Vince, which is fun because Vince wants to take her to the final two right now. So, but we'll see. It's close because Vince very much is not liked as a player. People like Ashley and Will have had conversations about voting for Kelly over Vince. I think that this past week has, Kelly, I would say for 8 weeks has had virtually no win equity. I think this week has opened up a handful of paths now for us to look at a potential Kelly win, which makes me sick to my stomach. So hopefully that's not that. Hopefully those paths don't happen. But I'm not again holding my breath because it's been a lot of disappointment.
What makes you more sick, Ben? Kelly potentially winning or Kelly hiding dead bugs all over the house?
Well, I mean, at least I can, not watch the feeds when she's on screen hiding dead bugs all over the house, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
If I have to live the rest of my life knowing that Kelly is a Big Brother winner, that's really disgusting. So.
Yeah. Although when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is wrong with her? Why is she doing this?"
As Vince put it, she's quite eccentric. Yeah, that's definitely
eccentric. That's true. That's very true. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I wish Lauren had a killer instinct, like you said, Ben. She just doesn't. She's not going to develop one at this point in the game. I think can kind of forgive the first HoH being pretty horrible just because it was early and, maybe she was going to grow from it, but it doesn't look like she did at all. So it's like, all right, well.
Yeah, the worst part with Lauren is she is at least somewhat self-aware, at least in the DR from what we've seen, right? She does take shots at herself, in terms of oh, I nominated an ally and he went home, in terms of referencing Adrian, or I'm so scared about the consequence. Like she is marginally self-aware of how she comes off and her mistakes and failures in the game. But the issue is she doesn't take that knowledge and apply it and change her behavior, which is why it's so frustrating. It's like at least with Vince or Keanu, they're very unself-aware. Keanu especially, right? So when Keanu does not change his behavior for 9 weeks or adjust his gameplay in any meaningful capacity, I'm because he's delusional. He doesn't understand how he comes off. He doesn't understand that his reads are wrong or whatever. But Lauren, to a degree, seems to, and she still is not changing her behavior. It's just infuriating. It's so infuriating.
It sucks to watch, but you know what? I'd rather she win than Kelly. So there's that.
Yeah, at least Lauren has won HoH and made moves and has done things. It's just she doesn't own the fact that she's done things. And she's definitely much more likable as a person than Kelly. But it's a very low bar. Very low bar. She's just boring. She's boring and she's frustrating.
Yeah.
I think she'd be
I'm sorry, you go, Jed.
So I said I feel like she'd be almost like a Jordan type of winner, but minus the romance. Maybe that's because they're both the Southern girl charm thing, but I don't know. I feel like Jordan also kind of had a similar strategy.
Jordan was more confrontational in DB11 than Lauren has ever even thought about being, to be fair.
Right.
BB13 too. Her and
BB13
Shelly really
too.
got into it.
Yeah.
In that one.
Yeah.
I'm a Jordan defender personally, but I don't think this show treats her well enough for somebody who won and nearly won a second time. But regardless of that, I just think that Lauren, she's not gonna change at this point. So I think like the best thing we can hope for is Vince cutting Morgan, thinking that he's gonna win and then losing to Lauren. I think that's what he deserves, honestly.
It would be fun. That would at least be funny, right? Like that would at least, would I be like happy with Lauren as a winner? No, but I think that like at least would have some kind of, story payoff, which we have very little opportunities for at this point.
That's really the only dominant story. It's like Keanu fighting for his life on the outs, and then the trio with Vince in the middle of it, and that's about all we got right now.